The video you are about to watch is going to change your life forever. And that's because it comes from one simple idea that's almost so simple that you might believe that it's too good to be true. What if all the resistance you feel in your life, whether it be social anxiety or anxiety in general, if it's depression, if it's fear, if it's worry, if it's things keeping you up at night, what if all of that negative emotion is simply stored inside the body because there's an attachment? And what if this attachment is the thing that is keeping that energy active inside of yourself? What if even worse than that? What if there's a belief there that I shouldn't be feeling the anxiety, the stress, the resistance, the worry, the fear? And what if that resistance and that belief that you shouldn't feel that way is causing that energy to actually stay intact? And what if by actually letting it go and releasing it, you felt so emotionally free and it completely changed your life from the inside out? You see, all the outer reality is a reflection of our inner reality. And if we are storing inside of our bodies anxiety, stress, fear, worry, then what ends up happening is there's ways that trickles into our life. And then we'll try to tell ourselves, no, I shouldn't be feeling this way, and then that energy stays active. Now, one of the most powerful things you can possibly learn is how to let go. Now, I'm going to use this marker to understand this because this is what changed everything for me. Back in the day, I had so much trouble letting go of things, whether it was a past relationship, whether it was letting go of outcome of things. I would try to force things. Even like I remember houses, for example. I would like have a house that I wanted to rent or move into, and I would like apply for the house. And then I would sit there for like 3 days waiting for the approval, just incessantly like just thinking about it over and over and over again. And then I would like try to control the situation more, and I would like try to manifest and just see if I was living there now, and I would have all these like tactics I would do to just really feel like I already had it. And the funny thing is once I learned how to let go and that energy left my body and the resistance left my body, my vibration, my energy increased, and then those things came into my life even easier. It's such a crazy paradox, but the more you let go, the more good shit happens. The more you let go of outcome, the more that the universe, in a way, gives you things in a much easier way. Why is that? Because resistance has left your body. Resistance has left your mind. When there's no resistance, there's just allowing. I know it sounds like a spiritual, metaphysical, woo-woo idea, but literally our reality is reflecting back to us the energy we are embodying. And if you're embodying the stress, the attachment, the anxiety, and you're embodying that energy, you're going to experience it on the outside as well because you're feeling it on the inside. Now, the thing is there's a lot of this hype on personal development, right? It's like if you can maybe just watch one more YouTube video. Watch one more YouTube video, you'll get the idea. If you learn just one more spiritual concept, you're going to be more aware. But in actuality, that a lot of times is wiring in this belief that you are not good enough already. There's something you need to change. You have this energy inside of you, and instead of feeling the anxiety, instead of feeling the shame or the guilt or feeling the worry or the fear, instead, I need to press it down and I need to distract myself, which is the exact opposite of everything that actually works for this process. Now, also in my life, when it came to this, the problem that I had too, I was so into the law of attraction, especially back in like 2012 when I went through my awakening. And I was afraid that if I felt negative emotion, I'm going to manifest bad things. I would sit there and like stare at a candle flame and like observe my thoughts. But as soon as a negative thought would come in, if I tried controlling it, it would multiply. But then what I did is I would observe my thoughts, not try to control it, But the game changer, what I wish I learned back in 2012 was how to actually feel the emotion. Allow myself to feel the anxiety, the guilt, the shame, the worry, the fear. The more I would allow myself to feel the anger, the more that energy would then leave my body. The more that I would express it, I would no longer repress or suppress. And I think a lot of times what happens is people are blocking themselves from becoming emotionally free and attracting their dream life because they are holding energy inside of their bodies that they haven't allowed themselves to feel and let go of. Even just recently, I went through a breakup a little over a month ago. And this breakup that I went through, in the past, I would have distracted myself. I would have gone through it. I would have not allowed myself to feel sadness. And this time going through the breakup is so different than other breakups because I've become I've learned how to really feel more. I've learned how to let myself feel. And as I do that, the energy has left my body and I feel so much more emotionally free. And I feel like so much more in my own body. And I feel like I know what I want in my life. And I feel like I'm going in that direction and I'm not being weighed down by this cloud of energy that's keeping me trying to stay attached to the past. So the key to this whole, everything I'm talking about, the answer is to just let go like this. That's it. You just let go. And the thing that we believe is hard is we believe that if we let go, our whole life will crumble. If we let go, we're never going to get a marker again. And the thing that we think about letting go is we think letting go is hard. It is hard to let go. And in actuality, letting go and believing that it's hard is what is making letting go hard. Letting go is easy when you realize that all letting go is a choice. It's a choice. I let go of the marker and it falls. The reason letting go is hard is because there's a story attached to the marker and there's these reasons why letting go will make your life worse. It's the story to it. It's like, oh, if I let this marker go, I'm never going to have a marker again. My grandma gave me this marker. It is such a special marker because my grandma gave it to me. If I let go of this marker, I'm letting go of grandma. I'm a good person. I love my family. I don't want to let go of my grandma. I can't let go of this marker. And this marker was also there for me when I was 6. When I was sick, this marker kept me safe when I was 6 because I had a marker in my hand. And it felt comfortable. And it's always felt so familiar. And these stories are what keep you from letting go. It's hard to let go of a past relationship. Well, there's the beliefs that tied to that. This was the only person that I would resonate with. Then people have very heavy stories sometimes. Like, this is my one and only soulmate. This is the other half to my soul. It's like, well, think about how big that story is. And then from that story, of course you don't want to let go. It's the other half to your soul. Why would you let go of the other half to your soul? It'd be hard to do. And think about that. There's an identity that's tied to the other person. I literally identify as you. If we identify as the marker or we identify as the memory of grandma giving us the marker, then it's going to be hard to let go. But realize this in life. Nothing is permanent. It's true. Nothing is permanent. They say there's like these 5 laws of creation. And one of the laws is that everything changes except for the first 4 laws. And the first 4 laws are things like you exist, what you put out is what you get back, time and space are illusion, but the experience of it is real. These are all different parts of this law thing. But everything changes is one of them. Everything is always changing. If you don't allow yourself to let go of the marker, then it's clinging to the past. And the key to you really healing and creating your dream life is by letting go and making the choice to let go of your past. Making the choice to let go of past patterns, knowing that a lot of times they're not even yours. One thing I've been also shedding over the last couple of years, but just more and more layers to this, is like recognizing, and I had a talk with my dad the other day about this, because I was talking to my dad, and I was almost asking my dad questions about his past, because I feel like a lot of times we absorb the energy of our parents. So one thing I was talking to my dad about is I was like asking my dad about this whole like people pleaser persona that he kind of like has, and he's had his whole life. And he's always been like nice guy, people pleaser. And I was asking him about like, how are you in a relationship with my mom, with my ex-stepmom and my mom? What were you like? What were your relationships like? What worked well for you? What didn't work well for you in a relationship? I was just curious to see if I could relate to a lot of what he was saying. And the interesting thing is that by talking to him, I was able to learn a lot more about why there were certain patterns that I've had to let go of, but it also made me aware that this stuff isn't mine. It's just patterns that I absorbed. But becoming aware of it has then helped me to then just make the choice to let it go. And knowing as well that I could just let it go and be a new version of me. I realize in many ways I'm not my dad. My dad's very traditional. He's a fire investigator. He has like a salary job that he loves. But at the same time, I always wanted to be a YouTuber. Not even just a YouTuber, but I've always wanted to do what I love and work for myself. I hated people telling me what to do. And when I started to value what I wanted to do, and I started to like lean into like making videos, he was supportive, but at the same time he didn't understand it. But I had to like push through it. I realized that like the thing with the people pleaser is afraid to lean into tension. Afraid to like lean into tension, because then they're like, if I can be this specific way, then I can please you, then you won't feel tension, because they think tension is bad. What I realized is that tension is actually good. Tension is actually what causes growth. Doing uncomfortable things is actually beneficial. I realized that like the way that I am is I'm not afraid to express my emotions and express like what I want out of life. Like when I go to a restaurant sometimes and I get there, and I know this is probably some type of control thing, but one thing I'll do sometimes is I'll get there and I'll be like, oh, I want to sit over there. Like I'll tell the steward, the lady, the waitress where I want to sit. And sometimes it's cool and they walk me over, me and my friends over, whoever I'm with over, and I sit in that spot because that's where I want to sit. But I'm not afraid to say that. And that remembering these aspects and remembering these parts of my personality are what make me understand that I'm not my dad, and that I don't have to identify with his patterns. Like, wait, actually, I lean into tension a lot. I am this person that like does this. It helps me remember who I am and how I'm different. So the reason I say this though is letting go is about becoming aware of the attachment and then making the choice to let it go. And it's so much easier than you think. Now, letting go as well is about allowing yourself to feel what comes up. Allowing yourself to feel what comes up. You see, a lot of times there's these emotions that we have: anger, guilt, fear, shame. And we don't allow ourselves to feel them. And it stays trapped inside the body. When we allow ourselves to feel it, that is when we really heal it. And when you welcome the feeling as well, welcome it. If you feel like resistance in your body, welcome the resistance and watch how much it transforms. It's crazy. It's crazy how much when you welcome and you say yes to this moment, the moment then becomes so much more beautiful. When you say yes to the fear, it will transform. When you say yes to the anxiety, it will turn into excitement. It is crazy how this works. But when you say yes, when you accept, and when you welcome the energy, it transforms. Only when you resist it and you resist tension. That's what a lot of lower vibrational emotions are, is they're tension. Think about spiritual awakening. People that go through a spiritual awakening have been through tension a lot of times. They went through childhood shit and they went through the crazy stuff, and then they came out of the other side on top, or they became spiritually awake and realized they're eternal spiritual beings having temporary human experiences. It's through the tension. And spiritual people sometimes don't like to feel tension. So it's like, oh, I'm going to compartmentalize. I'm going to be an airy, fairy, Pleiadian starseed. And then it's like you're not grounded here. When everything that will help you grow in your life is about leaning into tension. Tension isn't bad. It was tension for me to make YouTube videos. It's tension for me to ask somebody out, or to tell someone how I'm feeling, or to be like emotionally expressive. It can be tension. But guess what? It's real. It's authentic. And doing it helps you grow. So letting go What do you need to let go of that you are attached to right now that will help you to become more free? What emotions do you need to allow yourself to feel that will help you to become more free? Because when you begin to feel it, that's when you begin to heal it, and that's when you begin to become emotionally free, and that's when you then have this magnetic energy where everyone feels that on you. But the key is to let it go and to make the choice. It's just a choice. Letting go is easy. The only reason it's hard is the attachments. You become aware of the attachments and you realize those aren't you. If you're attached to a specific person, it's the story that you're telling yourself about them that's keeping that attachment there. And instead, what you can do is realize that you can trust reality. You can trust yourself. You can realize your own sense of self. Because a lot of times people are looking for other people to tell them who they are. So letting go is about letting go and making the choice. That's it. It's super simple. And the more you allow yourself to feel these emotions, the bottom vibrational emotions, the more that they will clear out of your energy field, and the more your vibration will raise, the more emotionally free you'll become, the more confident you'll be, and the easier things will manifest in your life. Now, one of the most powerful videos to watch next is actually on a meditation that'll help you feel 100% worthy, whole, and complete, and to feel whatever you haven't allowed yourself to feel. So if you haven't listened to this meditation yet, listen to it. It will change your life.
This video, I'm going to be sharing with you the most powerful meditation that you can do for feeling 100% whole, complete, and worthy. By the end of this video, you are going to feel like a completely new person.